gentlemen, and welcome to another AOR highlights video. I'm Callum or Malta, and today we're going around on the Monaco Grand Prix. As you can tell, we're off to a good start already on our lap as we've got to yellow wing damage. But anyway, we're going to continue. But yeah, this is Monaco and I'm on a pad. Those two do not work well at all together, and I was quite annoyed that I was, I was this bad on the pad, and as you can see, my time right now is a 1:11.8, I think. As I'm going around my lap, my teammate Dylan gets out of the way after setting fastest lap. But yeah, this is basically just damage limitation for me, just trying to get points, because obviously this is my worst start to the season so far. My first 4 races, I haven't got points at all. Because I didn't count Australia at all, but. Yeah, I haven't got. I usually get points in the first 4 races of the season because I do quite well there. But this season I've just had I've had bad luck, and I've had things not going my way. But as you can see here, going through Nouvelle Chicane, almost hit the wall on the exit there, and we're going to the back. We're going to have to take it quite slowly. As we hit the wall again, we get orange wing damage here, and then we just say, "Oh, screw it!" And I was pissed off at this point. As you can tell there, it wasn't the best thing to do to crash out, but. That was the end of qualifying right there, and we're going to move on to the racing as my lady gets out of her car in McLaren. But now we're going on to the race now, and we're going to start instantly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights, and away we go for the Monaco Grand Prix right here. We have a good start, but we do back off a little bit because Minty ahead of us was quite fast. I didn't want to get in his way, but you see ahead Giant has got sustained a little bit of wing damage there. He's going to let me pass here because we were in the same party, thank you to him, but I don't think it really make much difference as I'm quite slow around this track. But going through the car section right here, car section, casino section, sorry. We're just trying to stay on the back of Minty right now, trying not to lose too much time. But the first lap of Monaco is always very slow, as you can tell right here. We go down to almost into the teens. We're in 21 miles an hour is the slowest we got, and it's the slowest corner. The lowest hairpin is the slowest corner in the game. As I go through the mirror right there. But yeah. 14th out of 15th. We haven't crashed it yet, so this is instantly more successful than my only ever AOR race here, where I did get binned off in the first few corners of the first lap. But yeah, my goals for this were just to finish. Honestly, I was looking at the fields. A lot of them were wheel users. Pad is probably the worst it's been around here. As you can see, Minty there, he hits the side of the going to wimple section, but lucky didn't sustain any damage right here. But you can see ahead, I think it's TSR CJ hits the wall at Raskas as we do, but he sustains damage, we don't. We are very lucky there. But now we're up into P13, so we've gained 2 positions. We have a hit. We have a gist of doing that, gaining 2 positions on the first lap. We did that in Baku and we did that in Spain, but now we're going on second lap. As you can tell, I'm just looking for everything, make sure the tyres are fine, but we've already lost a lot of time to Minty because we hit the wall at Raskas coming out of it onto Anthony Noakes. But we're going to go on, I believe, now to the 4th lap of the race, where I was curling around the final few corners here, locking up. My tyres were overheated. I think I almost spun the car, but you can see we're in P12 right now. I think it was SSR and Nicole, who is behind us, had pit on the previous lap, but now we're going to come out ahead of Big Z, who's a new driver to our league. He came in from F6, and also F1 Maestro. As you can see, F1 Maestro, he's one of the fastest in our league when it comes to pace. He's very consistent. Just had a really unfortunate season with getting in instances, but as you can see, going through the casino section right here down to Mirabeau, he's already gained a second on us. He was about 2 seconds behind us after the pit stop, but through here we're just so slow. You can see the difference between us two here. He's already on the back of me after 1 sector. It was just abysmal how bad I was around this track, and I thought, I might have just let him free to go off the throttle down into the tunnel section and then the chicane. I wasn't going to fight him. There's no point fighting him here. He's a faster driver for this track and probably overall, so I'm not going to fight him. But now, as you can see, we're going to go on to lap 6, I believe, so 2 laps afterwards, and Big C's all over the back of us here, coming through the first end of the first sector. He tries down the inside the berm, but are we going to keep running into outside? Yes, we do. But he's around the outside here, and he tries a really audacious move. You know, we had a bit of contact there. Luckily, we didn't sustain any wing damage there. But he went for it around the lowest hairpin, which is practically impossible, even for me to get around there normally, let alone when I'm in the inside. But now here, with a really bad exit off, I can't remember what the corner is, but now going through the tunnel section, he's going to be down the inside, and honestly, we don't fight it. We break a bit too late, but we have to cut the rail chicane there just to avoid going to the back of Big G there. But now we're going to come on to, I believe it's lap 6 again, so we're coming to the end of that. We come out against the Humperdinck in the Williams, who's pit. He must have pit really early for his super soft tyres. But yeah, now we've got a train of 3 cars behind us. I think it's 2 Williams and SSR Nicole. So, you know, we're fighting for points here, and we're going through. You can see the section. We drop the back end and we hit the wall. We take Humperdinck with us. Oh, that's really unfortunate. There's nothing I could do there. I lost the back end, and it's unfortunate he got collected. I let them both through. Also, I get collision there. But now I've got to come into the pits now. My strategy is completely ruined of trying not to hit the barriers. Done well up to that point, but it's just I lost the back end going out there. I don't know what ballast I was running. I was probably running about 7 ballast just to get the extra turn in on the car. But now you can see I let Matty through here because he's fast. I just don't want to hold anyone up. I'm running a completely different race to them, and it's just unfortunate that that's happened. But coming into there, he spins it in the fell chicane right there, and I hit this side of him. Luckily, I gained no damage from there. But also, he out of the exit there, he hits the wall. Now this section, and the section of the video, is one of the weirdest I've seen. Here, going through the swim section, I try and let him through because I feel like he's going to be held up behind me after the pits because he's going to be double stacking with his teammate. But he seems to not go through, and then as you can see there, I let him through finally, but he just wouldn't go through. It was really frustrating because I was losing so much time to the guys in front. But I just felt like it was need to be done and thinking about other people. But he retires coming to the pits. You know, he's clearly frustrated about how that's happened now, and I think I'm probably gonna be in last position now. Anyway, but this is the first pit stop of many. I'll tell you that as Dylan came in the lap beforehand, so he came for his stop. I think it's a mandatory stop that he's got to have. He went on to super soft. So he had a pretty good race, my teammate, up in I think it's P3. He finished in the end. But yeah, as you can see, we're coming out the pits right now, and now we're going to come on to lap 9 here. Humperdinck sets the fastest lap. He's clearly flying on his new set of, I think, super soft. But we're coming through the rest here, and you can see I was this commentator's curse, and as he hits, well, he's gone retired now, and that's going to put us up in the P12. But I believe he did have some contact with the giant up ahead, who is a fellow pad user. That got taken to a steward. I don't think anything came out of the outcome. I think it was desync, which just happens a lot. But yeah, as you can see, there's a stricken car right there on the right, and that's put us up to P12, which is not bad. As you can come on to lap 10 here, and the giant pit, I think he sustained wind damage that lap, and we go ahead of him into this corner and onto lap 11 now. But as you can see, my controller disconnects, and I go on at Sandovo. I lose a bit of my front wing, and that's basically any advantage I had over the giant is completely gone now, because I've just lost about 10 seconds. But we're going to come on to the end of the lap now. This is our second pit stop now, 4 laps after our first one. And yeah, again, we're going to come again, and this is me at lap 20. I bottle it again, once again. Sorry for saying again a lot, but there's not much I can say. I was absolutely ridiculous, just how bad I was. I let a few people through. I think it was, I was already a few laps behind, but we're going to come on the end of lap 20 here. And yeah, another pit stop, our third one of the race. But now I think we're going to come on to the last lap. There's nothing really happened there, but a few retirements there, and we're on P9. So we're in the points, which is amazing at this point. And you see, we're in lap 36. We're 3 laps down on the leader, who is the Jackster. He drove a solid race, but we're just here tippy-toeing around. You can see we're so cautious. I was trying not to lose any kind of wing. I knew I would finish P9 anyway, but I just want to finish the race nonetheless, because I was obviously the 90% rule of you're supposed to finish in between that in AOR, and I didn't want to be over that, otherwise it wouldn't be counted as points. But yeah, I'm just gonna leave on board with this last lap. This is a very cool. It just shows how crap my driving's been around here. Just so I felt like a beginner. It brought me back to my my AOR season 13 days. This is my 4th season now, but yeah, just a pretty crap race from me overall. But I will take points. It's one thing I've been wanting. The first 4 races I should have had points at Baku. Bahrain I should have had points, but I went on the wrong strategy. And China, I didn't have any highlights for that, but I got a ball. As you can see, we're coming on Raskas now. The Jackson is coming across the line to win. And get the acceleration route, lads, as we're going to weave across the line for P number 9, our first point in season 16. That was my AOR highlights for Monaco, guys. Obviously, we've got Canada next on the calendar, which is a strong track for me, and I'm hoping I do well there. I'm just letting the music stand out as we are celebrating a first points finish. But if you've liked the commentary, obviously do please hit the like and subscribe button. I appreciate any comments below on how you find it. But I'll see you next week then. Goodbye.